Hey, what's up, dudes? My name is Peroz. This is my cat Meatball. She's very sweet. And today we'll be learning about bone camera and T6MVM. So bone camera, in my opinion, is actually like a really cool thing you could do. It's a little bit more difficult in other clients or mods, you know, like SAS mod and things like that. It's a lot more difficult because you have to get all these coordinates down of the world and all that stuff. Is a little bit painful, you know. The editors, we like to take shortcuts, kind of. I might be speaking for myself here, but bone camera in T6MVM is actually really easy. So we'll get into it here. So I've got here my little clipperino here. I'll just play it. This is what we got. Same one from the little edit at the start. Nothing crazy. Just going around shooting a few people. Jump back to the start here. Off goes my cat. Yeah, so if we jump into bone cam by pressing F3, you'll see bone camera, right? And you can see that I am attached to his foot right now for some reason. So if we jump in here and we go bone camera, we can actually see all the bones that he has. Some of them are quite clustered up, so it'll be hard to click on them here, so you can just go through them here. So the main ones I like to use is tag weapon right and tag weapon left and J head. You can obviously attach it to anything you really want to, even the one that's down here, that's like the tag origin or whatever. But most of the time you'll likely be tagging it to his tag weapon right, which is basically his gun. Because when you, if you've done IW4X like actors and stuff like that, you'll know that you are always, when you give them a gun, you tag the weapon to the right, which is just their general, like, this is where the weapon attaches to the hand, basically. And I'm just flicking through to find it. There we go. So now we're in bone camera here. You see down in the bottom right there, bone camera. We will just go for the classic bone camera look, where we just sort of attach it to his gun there. I'm just going to turn down my free roam speed a little bit. And if we just press F to attach and then we play, it'll be attached. Obviously we want to slow it down so there's not quite as much wriggling. We'll just go back here. And my FOV reset. But look, there we go. It can be a little bit laggy if you slow it down too much, but that is like the generic basic kind of bone cam. You can go from like here. If you get clipping problems like this as well, you can edit the SAO and it will sort of fix that. And there we go. Just the distance on the SSAO there, sorry. And if we attach here, we get like a bit of a cool look with his laser on his gun there. And it's that's actually pretty sweet. I think it's a little bit slept on and maybe a little bit looked down upon, but bone camera is actually really cool. I mean, look at this shot right here. This is sick. Like, you could literally, like, I might just grab a thumbnail right here. So we'll just go green screen on. Oh, why is that there? What is that? So this is like the generic bone cam. You know, there's not really that much to speak about when it comes to just doing like a bone cam like this. This is what it is, right? So if you go back to the start here, I like to sort of get a little bit fancy with it. Sort of think outside the box a bit, you know, as you could see from the little edit that I've done. So I'll show you how I got my POV. This character here, just speed it up a little bit. We'll go from here. And we will find his head, which will be J head, this one right here. We'll click on that. And then we will jump inside of him. And I like to slow down my frame roam speed so I can get it like exactly where I want. You just do this, you see the top left with the plus and minus. So I'm just going to put it quite low so I move really slow and I can really adjust. And we'll press F to attach and we'll go from there. Alright. And then we'll unattach and then we'll readjust so he's looking up a little bit. We'll go forward a little bit, change that, and there we go. That's how I sort of got I call it the VR look. If you've been on my Twitter recently, you'll see that I've pranked a bunch of people by, you know, making them believe that this was actually VR, because if you've ever played VR, that's kind of how it looks when you record and you aim in VR. Yeah, I think this is like pretty unique. You could do something cool with this, some sort of like cool transitions and such. It's yeah, it's really sweet. It's the same way that I got the death animation in that little edit. So this guy actually runs up and stabs me. So we'll just wait for that to happen. You'll see that because my camera is attached to the head, that I die, and like I pull up my hand, it looks really cool. It's not the best looking death animation. Obviously lots of different death animations in this game, so certain ones will look better with others. So if you want to, we'll just unattach here, if you want to stick a bone camera on a different player, all you need to do is switch to them. So from memory, we'll go with this guy right here in the front with the pistol. We'll see what his death animation is like. So we'll flick through till we find him. There he is, old mate Momo, right? And then we'll just go into bone cam from here. There we go. And as we can see, it's still attached to his head because that was our last attachment, so it sort of remembers. And we'll just sort of go into his face here, and we'll increase our FOV like a madman, and we'll just see how this looks. Now if I tell him to hold his gun, it might look even better. Obviously after their death animation finishes, they do sort of just ragdoll a little bit, so keep that in mind. If I go weapons and I tell him to hold his gun, it might actually look a little bit cooler. And sometimes the animation can change a little bit when you go back in the time. So we'll see what happens. Okay, my FOV reset, that's fine. We'll just fix that, something like this maybe. So it's kind of cool. It's almost like a body camera kind of look, and that looked a lot better with him holding his gun. That looked really cool in my opinion. Like that sort of effect, and like using bone cam, thinking outside the box with these small things, is actually really cool. There's not too much really to talk about anything else with bone cam. Like that is really it. You could just get some cool POVs, and the main point of attaching the camera to the bone to the camera to the bone is so it just like follows the character pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. That's what a lot of people use it for, and I think that's why it's not as used or somewhat looked down upon, because people just use it for the same thing all the time. But yeah, try to think outside the box and make something cool. This is going to be like quite a short tutorial because there's just really not that much to think about. There was another idea that I had with bone camera that I can't quite think of right now. If I think of it, I'll put it in the description or in a little thing at the end of the video. But try to think outside of the box when you're using the bone cam, because you can even get like these really cool, you know, POVs like this where it's kind of like a body cam kind of effect, which is really sweet. You can also do that with changing the weapon, you know, XYZ in the first person. But bone camera is great. If you hate on bone cam, stop hating on it. It's good. Just don't use it in the generic way, maybe. I don't know. There's a lot of bone camera haters out there, and I don't know why. But that's it for this one. It's a short one. Not much to talk about. Bone camera is good. This is good. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next Friday. Next Friday we'll be doing some IW4X stuff from memory. I think I had that planned. If not, more T6MVM stuff, because I want to show you guys everything about this mod, because it is literally hands down the best mod we've gotten in a long time for Call of Duty. So yeah, again, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Go follow me on Twitter if you want to get up to some shenanigans with me, and join my Discord if you want to get some tools and some editing things. And I will yeah, I'll see you next Friday, man.